And it's a go. Now,
Yeah.
there are so many ways one can start a day, but one way certain to give you a great start to any day and a productive one is starting right here with us on your premium breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Definitely. Welcome and thank you for starting with us bright and early this beautiful Thursday. It's definitely a brand new day with so much promised. We are here to expect right on the show, so make sure you keep on watching.
Yes, indeed. It's the first Thursday of the month of February. There's a whole lot of energy in here, especially when you have Mike in the kitchen with MM. Yay!
Yay!
Mike, bring it on.
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right.
So welcome to 2022 March. January was one whole year in one. Well, hey, you said February. I just okay, yeah, we're going. February, it's great to be here. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mike. Now, you don't want to miss everything that we have here, so please do stay tuned for the next hour and 45 minutes. So why are you punching?
No, it was a nice one, actually.
Why did you do that? What did you do
I
that
missed
for?
it a nice way.
Okay.
Anyways, we definitely are selecting 2 lucky couples to participate in the Wake Up Nigeria Valentine's Special. Now, both couples will definitely enjoy dinner experience
on the
with
breakfast
Chef
show.
Beyonce, definitely on the breakfast show, and 2 nights at like a kind of beach resort to participate. All you need to do is
all you need to do is get on your Instagram and make sure that you have pictures of you guys all loved up. Now remember, not too much. Tag at TVC Connect and also include the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria Valentine's Special and Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. It's very simple. Just make sure that you have that on your stories or your posts. Entry opens on Tuesday. That's today, or rather opened on Tuesday, and it'll end on the 6th. That's on Sunday for February at 2 p.m. 5 couples will be selected. That's those with the most captivating stories. You'll be selected to participate live on TV, and then the selection process will begin where we will select 2 winning couples.
Definitely. The energy in here is quite infectious. I think so. And of course, you all know a promising day starts right here with us. My name is Winfrey Daniel Kolo.
And of course, my name is Mazino Pio. Remember, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
Definitely. You can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through the mobile app, right? You can definitely get it on both iOS and Androids.
And please, if you're not following us yet, please get on your social media and make sure you do. We are at TVC Connect for all of them, all across, okay? Now let's let them know what we have lined up for today's show, shall we?
We have a lot, and we begin with art display because it's Thursday, and you know we like to get artsy on Thursday. And we have Ismail Samuel, a painting artist and draftsman whose interest in art began at the age of 5. As a teenager, he experimented with acrylic and oil painting. So far, he has been able to make beautiful art pieces that are pleasing to the eyes and soul.
And real quick, want to remind you guys that every single Thursday here on Wake Up Nigeria is an opportunity for you to be a part of the show by being the taster of the week. Throughout the entire course of this show, we'll be telling you exactly how you can participate, maybe even bringing you on today. All right, so just stay tuned. We'll give you all that information plus much more right here. So guys, welcome. Let's do weather. And you're welcome. Let's do the news. My name is Mazino Pio. Now we're starting with this cherry news, where days after the United Arab Emirates lifted its suspension on flights from Nigeria, the federal government has also reciprocated the same. Now, Nigeria passengers can fly to the UAE as flights between both countries have resumed. This is according to a communique released earlier yesterday by the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. Director General of the NCAA, Captain Musa Nuhu, emphasized in the statement that the approval is coming following the review and acceptance of the Safety Decision 2021-22 Issue 24, as released by the UAE's General Civil Aviation Authority and by the federal government. Captain Nuhu says the Minister of Aviation has also approved the reinstatement of Emirates Airlines' winter schedule with immediate effect, adding that all parties have been informed accordingly. And Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has signed into law the bill for the establishment of additional 2 universities in the state. The institutions now are Lagos State University of Education and Lagos State University of Science and Technology. In a statement signed by the Chief Press Secretary, he says the governor assented to the bills transmitting Lagos State Polytechnic in Ikorodu, Isolo, and Surulere campuses to the University of Science and Technology, as well as Adeniro Ogunsoya Colleges of Education, Ijaniki, and Michael Altedola College of Primary Education, Ekpe, to Lagos State University of Education. Speaking after signing the bills, Governor Sanwo-Olu said Lagos and its indigenes are now blessed with 2 additional universities to the existing Lagos State University, LASU, established in 1982 by the first executive governor of Lagos State, the late Alhaji Lateef Jakande.
The Chairman Government Council of the Lagos State Polytechnic, now to be known as Lagos State University. The College of Education, Ijaniki, now to be known as Lagos State College, Lagos State University of Education. It's history that we're all writing, and generations that are coming behind us will remember this very bold, audacious decision that was.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Winfrey Daniel, and it is time for the headlines. And I'll be starting off with Daily Trust. And for the major headline here, we have banditry, wake up to your duties. Senate tells military, deploy fighter jets to flush out terrorists. Buhari, peace coming to Northeast soon. Set up committee to repatriate refugees. Insecurity guzzles trillions in 12 years. And right below the masthead, we have Lamido to old politicians give way to younger generation, and we have that on page 14. OPEC raises production by 400,000 barrels as oil sustains $90 per barrel. We have that on page 22. Cop kills soldier who once saved Shehu of Borno from Boko Haram. And we have that on page 4. It's quite sad. And at the very bottom, we have rail projects. Federal government turns to Europe for loans after delay from China. That's all I'll be taking for the Daily Trust. I'll move quickly on to the Daily Independent. And for the major headline here, we have Buhari to Northeast. You will know peace in coming months. And right at the very top, we have PDP will be fair, just in choice of presidential candidates, party. And to the right of that, we have 2023 elections. Abdulsalami Abubakar warns politicians against overheating polity. And at the side of the image we have here, 2023, deny Indigo presidency is great injustice. Clark, we have that on page 7. Federal government approves resumption of flights by Emirates into Nigeria. We have that on page 6. Ogun Oyo to install CCTV on highways, raise border security task force. We have that on page 7. IPOP court finds AGF 200,000 over Shady trial of Kanu's codependents. We have that on page 7 as well. And on the strip right there, we have Obasanjo withdraws investments from Benue after arsonist attack. We also have that on page 7. And that's all I'll be taking for the headlines this morning. And right about now, we have fitness. Do stay tuned.
Wait, do you guys know, have you guys seen on Instagram, Mike has resumed going to the gym after he broke his back the last time he was trying to impress a woman.
You remind me of that time. Yeah.
But I want to let you know that it's not by the pictures.
You're right. It's not by. I tell people that when you really need to do work, the phone is always away.
True, exactly.
If the phone is always in your hands, you're not doing real work.
So you're not doing real work at the gym, are you?
Me? So it depends on the circumstances.
Anyway, guys, let's talk about the English language and other attendant factors. If you are going to immigrate out of Nigeria, immigrate, which is it?
So we're interested to have a translator on the show.
One of the two, very true. You will be expected to write the Ielts, which a young man recently has started a movement.
Ielts and
TOEFL. But a young man has started a movement where he's asking or he's contesting that, why the relevance of this? Why should we have to write it? 1, 2, why is it so expensive, especially compared to the French equivalent? The IELTS costs about 89,500, while the French equivalent costs 16,000. Now, there's another thing.
where it also has it's kind of like expires after 2 years and you have to retake it.
Yeah.
Question, does English evolve so fast that in 2 years I have to rewrite it, is what I'm asking. I also have any more questions as well, but I was wondering what you guys think.
Since they update the English dictionary as often as
How many words per year? Like
So,
5 words or so?
for every update that goes on in the English dictionary,
Nah,
you need to update your
not.
English vocabulary as well. I'm actually kidding.
If anything, English is devolving.
Well, yes, but actually, that's the reason that they will present to you why you have to do it.
Exactly.
Those are the
In-
5
in
words
the-
that they added to English.
Exactly.
every year.
That is a little bit more than 5, but I would say that I think if it's, let's look at just Nigeria here, yeah? Let's not look at every other country taking an Ielts. Normally, yes, because we were colonized by the British and we expect that English is our lingua franca anyways. So we would expect that we should not write it. Yes, but once in a while, we always get to show why we should write it.
Every day.
As Nigerians, we get to show why we should write it. And for me, the biggest, in recent times, the biggest show was, I don't know if you remember, when I was talking about it on sports. He was a journalist, just like one of us, a sports journalist. And he asked the Premiership manager, Jurgen Klopp, to apologize for using an irony in a statement. You know, he said, you know, what, I mean, Mazino, let's say rain beat you this morning while you're in the back. I said, oh, poor Mazino. Does that mean Mazino does not have money? You see, and then they tell Jurgen Klopp while he's talking and says, oh, there's no international. He says, there's a little competition in Africa. And then he goes, why do you call the competition little?
Little, is it because it's Africa?
No, it's because of you missed it. And that's why he mentioned it's a use of English.
Yeah.
And then this is a journal, and he goes, you must apologize to the African continent.
No, actually.
So the IELTS website says, these people must, if I let's move to one year. I'm telling you, and so it trended everywhere. And then the guy posted and was feeling like, I'm standing for Africa.
Has anybody here had to write it? Is it that tough? Because I know it's not.
Some
Have you
people
written it? How do you know it?
No, I haven't.
say it actually is very tough. As a matter of fact, that is one phase a lot of people that I know that have, had, it is very tough for them. They always complain. And it's very unfortunate because, okay, look at the process for traveling. You write IELTS, you pay for visa. Now you pay for COVID-19.
As in,
Ekini, and that's quite expensive. To and fro. Then if you're going and then you come, you have to pay. So all of those expenses for someone, for a student who's struggling.
I can imagine.
For example, who has to go abroad to study, who's still, still looking for, work here and there. And then you still have to worry about paying. If you fail once, you have to pay. And over 100,000, I'll be close to 100,000 because really it's actually close to 100,000.
Yeah.
Really, if you have to calculate all the expenses altogether. So, because we're colonized by the British doesn't mean that we still have to
mastery
they still have to punish us because we are coming over to their
I think
country.
because we were colonized, that's why we shouldn't write it. I think it's a selection thing. I think for me, or how I interpret it, is that they're literally using as many measures as possible to literally slash people that can make it. That's honestly what I see.
make more money.
I don't think it's about the English language, to be honest.
Yeah, I
don't think it's about the English
I think
language. Because we officially
thing as
speak
well.
English here. Aside that, we actually learn with English in school. And about the hardness or the difficulty of the IELTS, I honestly feel the difficulty comes majorly from the tension of people that have written it before. Because I have people that have gone to write them, like, to be honest, there's just the format, right? And you need to understand it. And of course, and a lot of people that go for the speaking test, they tell you that it's mostly about confidence.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, speak right English, but like confidence.
But you know what I think? I do believe
all
that
that.
English in the past 2 years especially is beginning to devolve, especially written English. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with with a younger person these days. There's a new,
short forms.
The short form, forget about that one, we're done with that argument. But now, punctuations are beginning to it's lacking punctuation. Exactly. They expect that you do not use a full stop at the end of your sentence. When you're chatting, they're like, why do you always use a full stop? I'm like,
For me, it's even a
true.
mind thing because every time I'm like having a conversation, especially with yesterday, your friend, I was having a conversation with her, and then I noticed that in everything that I read in my sentence, There were no punctuation marks, no comma, and I'm like, oh, wow.
No, yours.
I imagine what this lady must think of me. And then I went back and I made sure that I added response because it's important, especially when you're having a conversation with or communicating actually, because if you're
you're all still old school, man.
Communicating with someone who's very educated. So imagine what they would think about you.
Listen to what he just said. He just said y'all.
This one is a
He just said y'all for
This
it.
one, yesterday, he sent me an emoji trying to explain something. Tears. And
Yeah.
okay, tell me how you're
when we played the
feeling.
emoji
Which one
game,
is?
Yeah.
right? You know when we played the emoji game and then you used emojis and all of that. You know, Apple or iOS just released a slew of new emojis where you had even a pregnant man, you had a pregnant person.
Okay.
You understand?
Transgender is entering
Exactly.
that
So
market.
and all of that. So yeah, as much as possible. And then you know that it happened that an emoji would have 5 different shades. They're trying to include everything in such a way that you get to a point where pictures actually speak louder than words.
Yeah, it's actually called rebus. It's something that has always existed, but I'd rather stick to words and punctuation. So please, if you're sending me a
emojis
message,
are cool.
make
please,
sure your
please.
commas full
From
stops.
today, I'm sending you in emojis.
Yeah, no, don't
Get it.
use them.
And then we are
Totally.
talking about the e-reading culture going next.
Please, 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 please.
Tell us what you think in
Thanks.
English. Use your punctuations. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. We'll be back.
Emoji.
Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, it's your favorite segment of the show, and mine, of course. It's the kitchen segment. And here with me is Chef NC Splash. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I love this certain kind of calmness that you bring to the kitchen every single time, apart from the fact that you always have your must-have plantains, right? Okay, so this morning we are making okudo. We are making unripe plantains with catfish pepper soup. So tell us, talk us through the ingredients and, the process for cooking.
Okay, we have catfish and onions, pepper, plantain, little crayfish, salt, seasoning, and garlic.
Okay.
Leaf to spice it up.
What leaf is that?
That's curry leaf.
Curry leaf in pepper soup? Never
Yeah,
heard of that.
it's always
Okay.
nice. Yeah.
Okay, and what's the process for this, recipe?
Okay, we prepare the plantain first and put it on fire. Then we season the catfish separately. Then much later we incorporate everything. Then serve it as one dish.
Oh, nice. Okay, I know that you didn't know earlier on, but this is actually a very popular Niger Delta recipe.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that you're like, oh yeah, let's go for plantain. Yes, put plantains in there because plantains are like your favorite, right?
Yeah.
So let's get cooking. What are we starting? We're starting with our plantains.
Plantain first.
Do you need help with anything?
I need knife first.
Okay, I'll get you a knife. Mike is somewhere, is lurking around the kitchen here because we all know when it comes to food, Mike is actually the actual foodie, not me. Yes, I said it out loud. Yeah, so we're just going to get our pot ready. You need water in it,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Okay, great. I will get that sorted. Well, so I actually thought you were cooking the unripe plantains with the skin.
No, not with the skin.
Okay, so you're going to take it off.
Yes, I've taken it off first.
Okay. I noticed that you're working with a combination of a lot of delicious ingredients here.
And
so you have,
healthy.
and healthy as well. For example, you have your yellow pepper here. Oh, I love yellow peppers because there's something about it. It actually helps to build the taste and flavor of your food. Catfish is one fish that I have still not been able to use properly.
Why?
I don't know why. I struggle with it. So hopefully you can help me out today. And I know I'm not the only person on this ship when it comes to catfish. While we're getting things ready here in the kitchen, we have to move over to the couch for some cancer conversation or discussion. Let's go. Take it away, Winfrey.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I mean, I can't wait to see what that held every February 4th, World Cancer Day, a global initiative led by the Union for International Cancer Control to face one of our greatest challenges, which is actually cancer. We're joined by Dr. Antonia Showomi, here to discuss the theme for this year, which is Close the Care Gap. Thank you, Ma, for joining me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. I mean, it's a pleasure to have you here to talk about something that is actually very, very necessary. We need to have this conversation. The fact that tomorrow is actually World Cancer Day. So now can you tell me a little bit about the theme?
Okay. The theme for this year is Close the Care Gap, right? And the essence of it is that specifically for Nigeria, or let's say West Africa, we find out that for West Africa, we find out that there is a lot of gap. A lot of gap from awareness, accessibility to care. A lot of the patients or a lot of the population, the citizens, are not so much aware of cancer. They have a lot of myths and misconceptions about, cancer. So it's important that they are aware, they're being educated, and that they know the steps to take to be treated and to have a good treatment outcome. So that's why we're here to talk about it.
Wow, and it's very, very important because, in this part of the world, we don't necessarily, we have people that actually push this and talk about cancer, yeah, but we don't necessarily, the awareness, I won't say, is like out there, right? So what do you think we need to know, to do to actually have more people involved in this kind of conversation?
I think first and foremost, this is the right step. Out here on telly, radios, jingles, and we now know that a lot of people have phones. So they can listen to radios, they can watch television, so we can reach out to the suburbs, to the villages, and for different languages or tribes, right?
True.
They can hear what is being said, and they can have accessibility, whether there is light, electricity, or not. So we need to increase their awareness. We need to ensure that, we train people in the health centers, in hospitals, have social workers, and have regular campaigns on awareness so that every nook and corner of Nigeria is being covered. And first and foremost, people have to understand what actually cancer is all about.
Very true.
So
very true.
The awareness is key.
Yes, it's very key. So now let me go a little bit personal. When did you pick interest in this course for creating awareness?
As soon as I entered into, because I'm an oncologist, right? I'm a consultant clinical and radiation oncologist, right? So that's been over 20 years ago. And since I got into that specialty, in Nigeria, I realized that I was just one of the pioneer female. And most of the time, you find out that we see a lot of people with cancer, even when you give them the diagnosis, they don't accept it, there's denial. And they say, I reject it in Jesus' name.
Wow.
And they disappear. And this cuts across all cadres, whether they are educated or not. At times, even the educated are the worst, I will tell you. Because, for the illiterate, when you try to explain, they're willing. But for the educated, most of the time, they go and read a lot of things, and they think with their brain, and they feel that there are other alternative ways for treatment. And so you don't find them come back early. By the time they're back, they already have, it's an advanced stage. So that's
was actually why. That's, really nice. And thinking about the fact that, cancer is a really sensitive topic, right? And why would you say people don't accept it? Would you say it's because, the way they see it, or the way cancer has shown itself to be over the years, is because it's almost terminal? So people don't accept the fact that, okay, they can actually live and treat this and maybe even get past this.
I believe that the first thing is because they're not well educated on it. That's the first thing. And they look at it as if it's a disease of the Caucasian, that it doesn't really operate. And like I said earlier on, we have a lot of myths and conceptions, and they say to you that, oh, people believe that it's an arrow, it's a spiritual thing. So most times they first go to the church or they go to their religious leaders to be prayed for and to get over it. And so a lot of times, but the thing there is that I want to erase that thought of saying that it's a terminal thing.
Yes.
The way it is right now, there's been a lot of researches, a lot of, on treatment, and it's not a terminal thing. People can live their normal lifespan once they present early. So they need to know what are the signs and symptoms, right, of cancer. And then when they present early, at the early stage, I mean, you almost get a cure. So you can live your normal lifespan and it's not a terminal thing. So that misconception of it being a terminal thing should be erased. But I think that's the fear of most people.
Yes, that's actually a major fear. Okay, and of course, by the time we detect it early, we can know that, yeah, you can actually live your normal span life, just as you said. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. And we'll actually have to go on the quick break right now. It's definitely a pleasure having you here. We're going on a quick break, and when we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues.
I have a very interesting guest this morning on Art Display, Ismail SMU. Now, he's a painter, a draftsman whose interest in arts began at the age of 5. What were you doing when you were 5? Well, as a teenager, he experimented with acrylic and oil painting. So far, he has been able to make beautiful art pieces that are pleasing to the eyes and soul. Ismail, it's great to have you. You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, I love your, what's going on here? What's going on there?
That's me, though.
That's you, right? How long have you been keeping, how long has the artwork under your chin been?
Looking at this is like me. I like being myself and doing what I like to do. As Ismail for heart. I like anything concerning heart. And I like to be myself. Like, anything I do it.
All right, beautiful. Let's get straight to your artworks.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Which junction is this? This looks like somewhere in VI or somewhere like that. Where did you get inspiration for this?
No, God bless you.
Yeah.
Looking at this, anytime I'm walking, like going all around, I like taking some picture. Like, when I take the picture, I walk with it. That's the reason why I said I walk around, I walk with anything concerning my surroundings,
your surrounding.
Yeah. So that is how I did on my artworks.
Okay, so this was what you are trying to depict transportation in Lagos and all of that?
God bless you. Looking at this now, if you look at the man, this man is a downfall man and a conductor. You understand? So, and if we want to talk about this now, we say this is Lagos hustle. This is Lagos hustle.
Lagos hustle, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I like that. This is a beautiful lady I can see here.
Yeah,
what style of painting is this?
This is pointillism.
Pointillism, I like that. Is it pencil? Is it charcoal?
No.
What do you use for
pen.
this?
I use pen for that.
Pen
and acrylic.
Wow,
For
that's really something. What were you trying to depict here? Is there a woman that you visualize when you're putting this?
God bless you, sir. Looking at that, it's a pointillism job. It takes me some time to do that. Yeah, that takes me some time, very long time to do that. I was just trying to come along with a woman who is going to, an African woman. Though.
Okay, an African woman. Okay, looks like someone who's going for an event or something because...
God bless you.
In as much as it is black and white, I can even see the color in it. It's an amazing painting. I love the framework and all of that.
Thank
Beautiful.
you, sir.
Okay, let's talk about this one by your side there. All right. What's that painting and what's the story behind it?
This feeling.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you title it Feeling?
If you can see her, you can see that she's like, I don't know how I'm going to put it, but...
Something I love about you artists is how sometimes some of the things that you do, your words cannot convey the feeling, that you need. Pun intended, by the way. But I like that. I like that very much. Now, let's talk about this one here by my side. Story of buildings and all of that. What were you trying to depict with this one?
That is the street.
The streets.
Yeah.
How much has the streets, you as a person, how much impact has the streets had in your, in your life and in your career as an artist?
The streets have had a long impact in me because, as an artist, it's a thing that I can't really
You get
explain
inspiration
about. Yeah.
from the streets and from
the
everywhere.
streets and
Wonderful.
from everywhere.
Now, this might be my favorite piece there. That one that I can
over
see, the
there.
very big one there,
Thank you,
open
sir.
by the side. A village, it's like a village square or something.
Village, yeah.
Very,
God bless
is there a village that you had in mind while you were painting this one?
Yeah, that was a village screen over there because I'm a person who walk around, so I go everywhere just to express my heart live into me. So over there, that is Abekuta way. So looking at that now, not everything I put there, but I also added my own imagination
into
to
it.
That's how the work come to reality.
Wonderful.
No.
Now, finally, I just want to ask, as an artist and all of that, does the artworks, do they pay the bills? Do they take care of the bills? Is it something that is bringing in the money as much as you'd want it to?
Yeah.
So that means that Nigerians have a kind of appreciation for art, and then they can get to go out
You
there to
know,
buy art pieces.
not all Nigerians. Not all Nigerians. Most people look at artworks like, maybe you just draw. Just draw it.
Yeah, they don't.
just paint it.
I understand
because
exactly
especially
what you're saying.
Nigerians. We Nigerians, we put things like, we don't really go through, as in, we don't really put our mind into what we do. And as a foreigner, if foreigner got my job now, they will look at it and say, wow, this is a very nice artwork. And they will get it in a cool price of money that they know that, okay, this is a good artwork. And,
All right, I understand. But let me ask you now. I don't know. I can put you a little bit on the spot. On average, this pointillism work you did now.
Yes, sir.
If someone, if I was to come to you and say I want to buy it, how much would I get for this? Would you sell this artwork?
This artwork now, it all depends on the artwork though, and the sizes of the work.
But this particular one, I want this particular. How much?
one. That one is like, let me say, like 40,000, 5, 30.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I like this. Maybe this is wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that's beautiful. All right, and this is wonderful. You were talking about how you started. You said you started at 5. Did you get encouragement from your parents when you were starting and all of us? Did they encourage you to do art? Because at that time it might not be very easy.
Yeah.
Because I remember that time when kids we draw with pencils and book.
God bless you.
Your parents are angry that why are you drawing? Go and read. Go and something and all that. How was it? Did they encourage you when you were starting? Your parents or those around you?
Yeah, my parents. Let me say, and myself though. So when I'm doing my own thing, I do my own thing myself. So when my parents called me and said, Ismail, look at what you are doing. Look at what you are doing. I just tell them that, please, I'm sorry. Just let me do this first. Yeah.
And they left you?
Yeah.
They let you be?
No one tells me, Ismail, what are you doing? So I just do my own thing. And when my mom called me and said, Ismail, what do you mean of this? I said, I'm just playing. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Here's wishing you the best. But then, one other thing I want to, when you started drawing and all that, did you have any artists that you looked at and you liked their works that inspired you? Were there people like that? And just can you mention a few, or if they can mention that inspired you?
Wow. Mr. Hepet. Hepet is an artist. He's a Nigerian artist, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that man is good.
Okay.
So I look up. I look up to his work.
All right.
Look up to his work.
Wonderful.
And I look up to too many artists like that. But,
Wonderful.
I just picked him.
All right.
Right.
Wonderful, Ismail. And here's wishing you the best and, see you at the top. Hopefully someday your art will be in exhibitions around the world.
Thank you,
Well
sir.
done, eh?
Yes, sir.
Well done. All right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Okay. And the kitchen, the aroma from there is suffocating. Wow. But let's see. MM. Oh, no. MM. Chef C is the one I want to talk to now.
Mike, you're rude.
How the catfish they go now?
You are rude. Mike is not eating out of this food this morning. Welcome back to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef C Splash, and this morning we're making ukodo. We have our unripe plantains with catfish pepper soup. It's a one-pot dish, by the way. So, Nsi, take us through the ingredients and where we're at.
Okay, This is plantain. It's cooked
So
already.
just open it up. Yeah,
with
look at
seasoning.
that. Ooh. Did you add anything in there?
Yeah, seasoning, onion, pepper, and salt.
Oh, okay, so all of the red
Catfish,
and
yeah.
yellow peppers went in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
then
here
for
is
our
a catfish. Yeah, seasoning to make it separate so it can be tasty.
Okay, so there's this, you know, slimy feeling that the catfish has. How do you wash that off?
Okay, if you use hot water to wash it with salt.
Oh,
Pour
really?
in hot water and use salt, it goes off completely.
Are you serious? Yeah. Oh, okay. So I had that challenge the last time that I actually wanted to make catfish pepper soup, like usong soup.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, with catfish instead. It was a disaster, by the way. Yes, it was. But now that I know that, you know, before, you know, I season my catfish, I could just add hot water in it.
First,
and then a little bit of salt before seasoning.
Yeah.
But sometimes it peels off the skin.
It does not peel off.
It does.
It does not. Depends on how you do it. Just pour in the hot water for like within 1 minute, you pour it off, then add cold water and wash it off.
Ooh, okay. I'm definitely going to try that. I'm sure someone watching right now has found a solution to how you can use your catfish. Yes, on your screen right there are the ingredients. People, get to it. Grab a pen and a paper if there's something that you want to try today or over the weekend, right? Great. We all love catfish, apart from the fact that it's quite healthy and very low in calories for those of you that are back on the Fit Fam. Welcome. Anyways, so now that our catfish is, so what happens when it's ready? What's next?
Okay, I'm going to add it here, then add the seasoning, the spicy leaf.
Okay, so apart from our curry leaf, what else can we put it in?
Can use scent leaf.
Ooh, scent leaf, yeah. Uziza, can we use uziza?
Yeah, fine. Depends on
how you want it. Because curry leaf is actually really sweet. Like it has that, you know, sweetening taste that it actually gives to your meal. And like I said earlier on, I like what you did with all of the ingredients you're working with this morning. They actually help to, you're building flavors, which is good. Yellow pepper, ooh, yellow pepper is one. I mean, it's very, very, very underestimated, guys. Like yellow pepper, the flavor in that pepper. With curry leaf. Ooh, I can't wait for breakfast to be ready. Can you? Anyways, let us know what you think about the kitchen segment this month. Let's not forget, Taster of the Week. Look out for the recipe on our YouTube channel and comment on the video and tell us why you should be our Taster of the Week. Do not forget to do that. Put in your the four last digits of your phone number and your location. We'll be right back, people. It's the top of the hour. We gotta go, but.
All right. It's that month to spread love as far as... You've not heard me shout that loud before, right? As far as you can reach, definitely. When talking about love, I'm definitely talking about one in its purest form.
Yeah, not the kind that you see the results in November. Because that's what all you guys are thinking about. It's a different kind.
It's a breakfast show.
In any case, love yourselves and everyone around you. Make sure it's the purest one, like she says, please. And make sure that you also share a bit of, you know, you in its purest form with people as well. And expand the boundaries. It doesn't have to be family or just them. It could be, you know, people from outside as well. Open your heart up to them.
Masoon is okay. All right. We're done talking about
I was trying to be pure in its purest form. It needs
Welcome to the second hour of Everything Beautiful and Radiant. You definitely know that the vibes in the second hour is always a blast.
Yes, indeed. That experience is grand. We say the best for last. The remaining 45 minutes would have gone, well, in any other way. But here, we always try to make sure it is extra special. The kitchen is a buzz, of course.
Can you smell all of that?
I can. I hear it's catfish.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm not a fish person, but how's it going in there?
How do you do?
No, you say you're not a fish person, but you always eat fish.
See, it depends how it's made. When it's Chef Nsi Splash in there, I have to taste it.
You eat fish. You eat it well. Yes, our kodo is ready. Well done, Miss Splash. As you can see, breakfast is served already, to be honest.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Just, you know, to whip it on the plate, and we are ready to eat. Yes.
Oh, we cannot wait, absolutely. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And mine is Winfrey Dania Okolo, not Winfrit, not Danny, Winfrey. All right, remember to stream the show live if you have to definitely come
do that at tvcentertainment.tv.
Yes, we're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. We're at TVC Connect. We always look forward to all of your comments, so please make sure that you keep them coming. We like to read them.
Definitely. And of course, our app is also available for you to download on both Android and iOS stores.
All right. Grand, welcome back.
When I saw this book, there's this video I saw of Will Smith on my way to work this morning. And he said, when you want to build the biggest and the best wall in the world, you don't think, when you start out, I want to build the best wall.
Yeah.
You just pick a brick.
Just lay it.
And lay it. So, but you lay that brick as perfectly as it can be every single day. You put one brick on another, you know, and that brick is looking like it might be close to his head. But, you know, as much as, you know, a lot of people have tend to water it down when it comes, that's talking about motivation. A lot of people talk from their head, which is one reason why, and people try to think that everybody can fit into one formula, which is impossible. True. But then some of these things get you going. You know, I always say that, there was one illustration I always used to use then. I was like, when you take a glass, and every day just come a little inch. The day the glass will fall down, it will just be there small. So, hey, come on. Little by little, step by step, poco a poco.
I think another thing people really need to do is on this journey to, you know, personal development and building those bricks, you also need to know that you need people to also help you build that wall. People do not believe in collaboration. People think that collaborating with someone is competition. And that really needs to stop. I remember meeting with someone last month, and I was telling her that I think we need to collaborate. And she had this look on her face like, collaborate? What are you talking about?
Is a major
I'm like,
problem.
Darling, if you don't want to collaborate, it's all right. I'll find somebody who's going to collaborate.
Motivational speakers in the house here.
This is not motivational speaking. Now you, they do motivation.
In any case, let's do the weather, and we can't wait to have that book chat, so stick around. Welcome. Let's do the news again for the second hour. My name is Mazino Peel, and we start with Cherry News, where days after the United Arab Emirates lifted the suspension on flights from Nigeria, the federal government has also reciprocated the same. Now, Nigerian passengers can fly to the UAE as flights between both countries have resumed. This is according to a communique released earlier yesterday by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Director General of the NCAA, Captain Musa Nuhu, emphasized in the statement that the approval is coming following the review and acceptance of the Safety Decision 2021-02 Issue 24 as released by the UAE's General Civil Aviation Authority and by the federal government. Captain Nuhu says the Minister of Aviation has also approved the reinstatement of Emirates Airlines with winter schedule with immediate effect, adding that all parties have been informed accordingly. And Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has signed into law the bills from the establishment, or rather for the establishment, of additional 2 universities in the state. The institutions now are Lagos State University of Education and Lagos State University of Science and Technology. In a statement signed by the Chief Press Secretary, it says the governor assented to the bills transmitting Lagos State Polytechnic in Ikorodu, Isolo and Surulere campuses to the University of Science and Technology, as well as Adeniro Ogunsanya Colleges of Education, Ijaniki, and Michael Otedola College of Primary Education, Ekpe, to Lagos State University of Education. Speaking after signing the bills, Governor Sanwo-Olu said Lagos and its indigenes are now blessed with 2 additional universities to the existing Lagos State University, LASU, established in 1982 by the first executive governor of Lagos State, the late Alhaji Lateef Jakande.
The Chairman Government Council of the Lagos State Polytechnic, now to be known as Lagos State University. The College of Education, Ijaniki, now to be known as Lagos State College, Lagos State University of Education. It's history that we're all writing, and generations that are coming behind us will remember this very bold, audacious decision that was taken.
And outside Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau's capital appears calm on Wednesday, just the day after President Amaro Elbalo survived a gun attack. Hours after the failed attack, France joined other countries in condemning what has been called an attempted coup in one of Africa's most unstable countries. Heavily armed men on Tuesday afternoon surrounded government buildings in the capital, Bissau, where Embalo and his prime minister were believed to be attending a cabinet meeting. Mr. Embalo later told reporters that he had been unharmed during a 5-hour gun battle, which he described as a plot to wipe out the government. Life is slowly returning to the streets of Bissau as shops and banks reopened, but soldiers were patrolling the streets and had also blocked access to the Palace of Government complex where the attack took place. Guinea-Bissau, an impoverished coastal state of around 2 million people lying south of Senegal, saw its most recent military coup in 2012. And that's it for the news. Again, second hour, we still have sports and Mike. And you are welcome back. We're joined now by our author for today and our book, who is known for very many things. His name is Tosin Imohieme. He's here for an interesting conversation as we review his timeless piece titled 365 Days of Personal Development. Now, this is a very interesting book and a very interesting author we have here with us. Tosin, you are welcome.
Yeah, it's my privilege and pleasure to be
First of all, let me acknowledge that you're half caste. Tosin Imohieme. That's mothers from what state now?
Ogun State.
Ogun State, and fathers from
Edo State.
Interesting, very good. So your book, 365 Days of Personal Development, is a compilation or catalog of different quotes that you've put together in a very, I like to call it bullet-size approach. And throughout the entire session today, what has actually happened is I've had this in my back pocket.
Back pocket, yeah.
So I can imagine why it is so.
Yeah.
It's filled with motivational quotes that people can gain from. Zig Ziglar once said, motivation, or people say motivations don't last, but neither does your bath in the morning. So you have to always, take one. You always have to retop on motivation. But why did you decide to write a book solely about motivation or motivational quotes?
Okay, so motivation, we all need motivation anyway. You wake up in the morning, you still feel sleepy. I'm sure you felt that this morning. However, there was a motivation that got you up, remembering that you have bills to pay, you have a job, you have people to impact. So we always need motivation. You need motivation sometimes to go eat. The motivation is the hunger. So we all need motivation. You can't negate the power of motivation. The challenge is people always think that they don't need motivation. But the truth is, you may have all the knowledge in the world. You may know what to do, but not to have the drive to do it, not feel like doing it. So motivation gives you that drive to go get your goals, and we need a dose of it every day of our lives. There's a practice that I learned from one of my mentors that every day you read something positive, about 15 pages. He reads 15 pages of something positive every day to keep him going, because you see, every day you're going to face challenges in life, traffic, stress, issues that work and all that. And while we feed our body, we eat the best meal, amala and all that, we don't feed our minds. And the real battle is here. The battle is in the mind. So when your mind is right, then you can face anything in life. And that's why we just need motivation. Sometimes for example, you're a salesman, you're trying to close a sale, and you've been trying, and you're discouraged. No, it doesn't seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. What will keep you going? You need something to steer you up. And sometimes motivation can not necessarily have to come from books. It could come from someone just telling you, don't give up. Keep going. Short words or simple words like that go a long way in
Very interesting. When did you write this book? This is what, your number 5?
Yeah, about my 5th book, although it's the 3rd in hard copy.
Okay.
So I wrote it some years ago because I was known as a speaker. Every speaker has his competitive edge, and for me, I love quotes a lot. I love to recite quotes, I love to memorize quotes, and I decided, okay, let me compile quotes, because when I speak, people always say, oh, who said that? Please, can you rewrite that quote for me again and all that? So I thought about it. Okay, let me put up a book, a compilation of my favorite quotes, and specifically because people find reading an arduous task. People don't want to read. So when it comes easy, it's like you wanted to eat a plate of eba. When you see it, it may look so, equivalent.
But if it comes in a sachet.
Exactly. When it comes, you just think.
I don't know about sachet, Basha, but in any case, and that's one thing I actually like about this book. It's actually very digestible.
There's a quote that says, there's a quote that says, by the yard it's hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch.
By the yard it's hard, but inch by inch, everything
is
a
cinch.
cinch. Very interesting. Is that your best one? Is it somewhere in here?
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. It's like
let me show you my best one. My best one's Trina Paulus says, how does one become a butterfly? You must want to fly so much that you're willing to give up being a caterpillar. I actually like that one the best.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting that you can actually finish this. Just read it in one go, but I would advise that people don't read this in one go. I think that
even
the
if you read
little bites of motivation that you take maybe once in a while is actually much more advantageous, because you kind of like dwell on that and see the applications in your life.
Even if you read it in one day, it takes, it's one thing to read, but comprehension takes a longer time. It's like eating and digestion. Digestion it takes a longer, so you need to, quotes are short words from long experiences. Yeah. So sometimes you may just read a quote and for a whole day, you're still thinking about it. Yeah, you're trying to unravel the meaning. So that's what the book is all about. You may finish it in so little time, but to comprehend, to really understand it.
Like I said, I don't think you should finish it in such a little time. Now let's talk about this book, its application in our lives, especially the past 2.5 years, 3 years. 2020 was it was a terrible year for most people, because spending time back at home and all, people lost their jobs. A lot happened that needed people to be driven when we came out of the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic, by the way, but when we came out of the lockdown and all, people need to be driven. This could have been very helpful, must be very helpful to people who have experienced very bad things through that period, even up until now. But as a motivational speaker and someone who's put together a book with motivational quotes, what would you tell people who are still experiencing or still in the throes of that period of time?
Well, life is filled with ups and downs, and most times they're disguised. They come in as problem, but there are usually opportunities in every challenges. As you may call it a pandemic for some people, that was the year they cashed out.
It was an opportunity.
The health sector, that was the year they had to work more. And a lot of people, a lot of opportunities. For example, people now have meetings on Zoom. The founder of Zoom at the time made $4 billion at some point in 2020. So for him, he wouldn't see that as a crisis. He would see it as an opportunity. So I think challenges, I wrote a book titled Pain is a Gift. For every pain that comes, there's always a positive side, to it. So people shouldn't be too, the challenge is we are too rigid. You learn to be flexible. Do you understand? One of the quotes, there's a book quotes that says, in terms of strategies, or in terms of principle, be as hard as a rock. But in terms of strategies, be as flexible as water.
Nice.
So there's a proverb that says, there's usually several ways to do something. For example, 1 + 9 is 10, 2 + 8 is 10, 7 + 3 is 10. So people shouldn't be fixated on one thing, and they should learn to adapt. There are different opportunities, So basically, what I would, basically eventually tell them is they should invest in their mind. There was a time the United States of America was in crisis, and Warren Buffett, one of the richest man in the world, was once asked, what can people invest on, to bounce back from the failures and the issues? And he said, the greatest investment you can ever make is an investment in your mind. Mm-hmm. The moment you begin to learn, this brain you have is a total world on its own. This brain you have, it's the possibilities in your brain.
Now, it's funny that you should use Warren Buffett as an example here, because he often is the sample that people, like the archetype that people use as, one of the, you know what I mean. However, the people that you tell, or people that actually consume these words of inspiration, there is the tendency that it might work in some people, and it might not work in other people.
Yeah.
So what is that factor that makes the difference there, and how can that be mended?
Well, everyone needs motivation.
Some people are just despondent.
Maybe,
like, you know what? Yeah, words. I need money.
That's because they already have a preconceived notion, and that's because they're only thinking about the end goal. but not thinking about the process. You need to be steered up. As a salesman, you need to be fully, what's the word, gingered to go crush your goals. So as much as we chase money, the ability, the fortitude, and all you need to really achieve your goals is in the mind. So the moment, that's why you see, you know, the beginning of every year, you see corporate organizations spend so much on training their, you know, employees or training their staff because they want you to be prepared. Once the mind is prepared, then you can achieve anything. Now, it's understandable that what works for A may not work for B. Some people would read in school and pass. Some people would listen in class and pass. Some people would discuss with their friends and pass. So it boils down to you finding what works for you. So there really isn't any teacher who may appeal to everyone, you know. And even sometimes for every speaker or for motivational speakers, some people may not just buy into him because he's not selling their message or he's not sent to them. So, but eventually when you found who appeals to you, of course, something will struck you.
So for everybody out there, there's that one person who definitely can motivate them, especially if they have something in relations or maybe something relative to them. And then let's touch on education real quick. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. That's Jim Rohn. Oh, you know who it is? Well, but of course, he wrote the book. Explain to us how that can motivate a person.
So what it basically means is people go to school and they think going to school, having the certificates and all that, getting certified, having a PhD will make you a fortune and make you blow in the Nigerian context. However, it's your personal development that matters. Look at the likes of Wizkid, look at the likes of Davido, Burna Boy. It's not their formal education who's made them who they are. You know, let's even talk about someone like Wole Soyinka. Yes, you may have, you know, gone through the four walls of an institution, but it boils down to your personal development. It's not what the teacher teaches you within the four walls of the classroom, but what you go back home to revise.
Now, do you have a quote on food? Do you have any? While you're thinking about the quote on food, let's bring you over to the kitchen because MM and Mike have something very, very delicious that I'd like you guys, that I'd like you to taste here. You guys make him do a quote on food, okay? All right, Tosin?
Please take a sip.
You're welcome.
You're welcome to the kitchen.
Even though I'm trying to lose weight, I think I'll be...
You are. Well, this is healthy, good for you. And Chef Nsi Splash has made ukodo for you. This is unripe plantains with catfish pepper soup.
I love plantain.
Ooh, nice.
And of course, catfish pepper soup.
You're right. So please enjoy.
All right. I'm left-handed.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. And do not forget to drop that quote after you taste
after
it.
We'll
be waiting. We'll definitely be waiting. Yeah.
All right.
So we have Mazino still on the couch with Winfrey. I feel like Mazino is getting really motivated this morning. I mean, after this session, you can't leave this set without feeling, you know, on a higher level. So tell us, what are you feeling right now? Are you motivated? No, you're not. Okay.
But just before that,
please let us know what you think about.
What do you think about?
Love it.
I've never had to eat something like this in the morning. It's always in the evening. This is.
Is it giving you that kickstart?
This is fantastic.
Okay.
It's just quite exciting that I'm on TV. That I'd love to.
Please go ahead.
Chef Nsi Splash, well done.
Well done. Thank you, Nsi.
All right. Okay, so Mazino, no word, just wait, because you've given us plenty motivation already.
I was hoping for a quote from Tosin himself, actually, but it's okay. His mouth is full, so maybe not. It's all right. Guys, thank you very much for a grand day. We'll catch you guys again for the weekend edition tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Have a fantastic day.